So when you're planting a blueberry bush, you get a container. I do fabric because it's cheaper and easier, so it's quick. I use a tile or anything to keep the blueberry bushes off the ground. Not only does it flood, but our soil, you can see here, is really sandy, so it's a high pH. They don't like that at all, and they will perish if you do that. And here you can see my blueberry bush blooming, and there's some blueberries forming right there. So when I plant another one, I have this available. So all you have to do, very simply, pile up the peat moss. I'm using 100% organic. I know it's a bit controversial to use peat moss, but there's no two ways about it. Use peat moss, if not straight compost and coffee grinds and soil acidifier. So let me get to it. Peat moss will help retain moisture for blueberry bushes. It will become muddy. They don't like their feet wet, but they do like it really moist, at least from what I observed. They're more of a bog plant, like a swamp plant. So that's the best way of keeping it. I know you should mix in compost. I don't, because the compost will actually break down. So it's best to have it as acidic as possible and keep it acidic. I know people at this point would add pine bark into it to prevent compaction from occurring of the soil. I would recommend against this, as from my experience, this leads to the introduction of mealybugs and other pests like soil mites. So now I'm going to add some soil acidifier. The soil acidifier lowers the pH. Bacteria need to break it down to extract the sulfur to make it more acidic. It does work. Anything that has blue flowers like hydrangeas, blueberries, they all need acidic soil. So I need to lower the pH with this. And there's a frog. Of course there'll be a frog. I don't know if the camera can catch the frog. See him hopping around there? Come on, buddy. I'm trying to help you. Where'd he go? There we go. Let him out. See the frog right there? See the frog right there? Come on, buddy, go. You see him there? Okay, the lens can pick up. See him there? Well, it's going to be trapped. And off he goes. This one right here, Sunshine Blue. I grew in a container. As you can see, this is an old container. You can see the sand, how it just splots back up and the roots come in contact. They don't like it. And you can see here they have very feathery roots. Thin feathery roots. That's why they like acidic soil. So I'm going to be planting this in here. And some berry tone. This is berry tone. If the soil compacts, I'll just add more compost or peat moss. And this is the root structure of it. So it's very feathery. They don't like to be harassed or moved. The roots, I'm going to plant them in. Get a close up. And that has only been 1 year or so in that pot. That looks good. I'll add a little bit of peat moss to fill it up, and then I'll need to buy some pine bark and use it. It's more acidic, so they like it. Keep it very acidic. And that will do it. and I'll water him in. I use rainwater, more acidic, and he will help cross-pollinate with them. And always use rainwater. Although it's pooling, it will drain eventually. So I really don't need to worry about that. And for reference, that is a sunshine blue, and that was a cutting a year old from that plant right here that's blooming. So it does fairly well. So that's why I'm uppotting it. And a month later in February, you can see the clusters beginning to form, and I'm well on my way to having a plentiful blueberry harvest. Let me know in the comments below about your experiences growing blueberries in the tropics or subtropics or in a frost-free zone. So this here is my lettuce. It's growing very well. Peace.